see y'all. Grateful to be in my Father's house with my brothers and sisters. I'd like to give honor to the leadership, Pastor Blankenship, the Bembries, who are not here tonight. But every time I'm given the opportunity to get up here and share a word with you guys, Pastor Bembry always tells me the same thing. Be yourself, keep it under 5 minutes. So I'm gonna do that. Okay, we're reading from Nehemiah chapter 1, starting at verse 3. And they said unto me, the remnant that are left of the captivity there in the province are in great affliction and reproach. The wall of Jerusalem also is broken down, and the gates thereof are burned with fire. And it came to pass when I heard these words that I sat down and wept and mourned certain days and fasted and prayed before the God of heaven. And said, I beseech thee, O Lord God of heaven, the great and terrible God, that keepeth covenant and mercy for them that love him and observe his commandments. Let thine ear now be attentive, and thine eyes open, that thou mayest hear the prayer of thy servant, which I pray before thee now, day and night, for the children of Israel thy servants, and confess the sins of the children of Israel, which we have sinned against thee. Both I and my father's house have sinned. You can be seated. So my last five spot, I spoke about victimhood and responsibility. This is a continuation of that, because that is what I'm continually learning about. I'm on a journey. And today, I'd like to give you an approach for dealing with problems. Sometimes when we're dealing with temptation or sickness or any life problem, we can get a little discouraged. And so, we'll pray the prayer of faith and nothing happens. Okay, what do you do? What do you do? Breathe. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Let's start by looking at it a little differently, okay? Albert Einstein said, if I had an hour to solve a problem, I'd spend 55 minutes thinking about the problem and 5 minutes thinking about solutions. The first step of the problem-solving process is to define the problem. This is the biggest part. You got to know what you're dealing with. So this involves really understanding what's going on and taking responsibility for it, okay? You may have to work through your emotions to process the situation. Okay, after you're done, lamenting and working through your emotions, that might be part of the process, whatever. Okay, do your thing. David did it, all these guys in the Bible, they had their moments. But when you're done and you're ready to come out of the cave, you've got to look towards a solution. And that starts with taking responsibility. You must own whatever problem is in your lap. You've got to take complete ownership of whatever you're dealing with. It's now my problem. I have to deal with it now, okay? So this is an issue of the will and the biggest obstacle to overcoming your problem, but it's the most important. The second step is to take inventory. Look at what you have around you to help solve the problem. You have God, okay, so involve him in the process through prayer. If God doesn't take care of your problem immediately, it's okay. It's all right. That's why he's the comforter. He's not just there to help you cope with it. He's not mommy's blanket comforter. He is the comforter, the one that comes alongside you to help you through. It's like the Navy SEAL, the brother in combat who helps. The enemies are firing at you, and he's got your back. He's there with you going through the problem. The third step is to work towards the solution. We have to see ourselves as part of the solution. Nehemiah chapter 1 verse 11 says, O Lord, I beseech thee, let now thine ear be attentive to the prayer of thy servant and to the prayer of thy servants who desire to fear thy name, and prosper, I pray thee, thy servant this day, and grant him, us, mercy in the sight of this man, the problem. For I was the king's cupbearer. We are the children of God, meaning we have free will and we can overcome. So keep pressing and don't stop praying. Be blessed.